So the 2015 Telstra Tasmanian Businesswoman of the Year Award winner is Beth Matt.
I've been crying. I said I would. I've got this little speech that I wrote on the plane, and I missed about 2 pages last time, so I'll go through those now, if that's okay. I won't go through the thanking everybody again, but I really do thank everybody very much. I haven't met all the other finalists because last night I wasn't here. I was coming back, I was over in a course actually, it was a company director's course. And that was very interesting, it was really good, I enjoyed it. My friend and colleague, Kath Cave, who's the Managing Director of Comstar Systems, she represented me last night, and I really like to thank you, Kath, for doing that. And also for forcing me to fill in the forms for this. Kath nominated me. Thank you very much. I'll be with you in a minute. What I wrote on my way back from Melbourne was that I'd like to thank Hobartians for welcoming me wholeheartedly into their business community. Lance and I used to visit Tasmania a lot to go fly fishing for a long time. But we didn't know anyone in Hobart. We moved down here specifically to be hands-on grandparents to Ruby, who was 12 yesterday. And to be next to my daughter Karen. Knowing nobody in Tasmania, what I did, I went through the Telstra yellow pages and I called about 260 people in 3 months. And I either met a lot of people or talked to them on the phone. And the thing that I noticed was that everybody was incredibly helpful. They were always available to have a chat, either on the phone or over coffee. That sort of told me a little bit about Tasmania, but also about the business community in general. The people here are really helpful, they're very engaging, they welcome you into their offices, they give you advice, they don't hold anything back. So I've had a really, really welcoming experience coming to Tasmania 11 years ago. My first piece of work was with the Port Arthur Historic Site. It included some strategy work with the board and a complete business review and all sorts of recommendations. I remember giving the CEO, Stephen, 158 recommendations and said, you should knock these over in about 6 months. And he just looked at me and his eyes went blurry and he said, you are joking. So we compressed those to 13 and that took 2 years, but they were very good. I've got about 65 clients in Tasmania, and all of them, believe it or not, have actually become friends. I've actually I feel like part of the family for a lot of them. They get me to come back into their business. Most people know what's wrong with their businesses. Most people just don't know how to fix it, and that's what I like to try and do for people. I also try and get them a good return on their investment. So I think one of the things I can't promise, but it generally happens, that yes, they pay me, but they actually do get a lot more back. Sometimes a lot more money too, a lot of grant applications. Thank you, government. I think I told you before that somebody wanted to do what I do. A couple of months ago, I gave a talk to the university to some postgraduates, and it was about on life choices. And I didn't really talk to them from a woman's perspective, but I think actually I was thinking from a woman's perspective when I did give the talk. And I'm ad-libbing now, so if I don't get this right, or I forget it, you'll have to forgive me, I don't have any more pages. It was a talk about choices, and one of the things that has become apparent to me during my career is that sometimes choices are made for you, and particularly as women. It may be simply because you can't work longer because you're having a child. I worked up until Tuesday at 10 o'clock, gave birth to my daughter and was back at work on Thursday, which was probably a bit stupid, but anyway. But choices are very often made for you for all sorts of reasons. They might be emotional, they might be financial, and you just have to really run with them. And I think run with them is what Hanny was really, wherever Hanny is, but that's what she was demonstrating, that it doesn't matter what you're trying to do, sometimes you're put in a really awkward position or you might not be happy with the choices that are made for you, but if you just dig deep and bring out all that resilience that women have, and trust me, we've got it in spades, then you always make opportunities out of whatever you have to do. I've been in some pretty dark holes, and sometimes that's been very difficult to come out of, but as I said before, it builds resilience. And if I can offer just one piece of advice to every woman in the room, particularly the young ones, any opportunity is a great opportunity. It's really worth pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and saying, I can do this. Because through my life, which is now quite lengthy, over the last 40 years or so, what I've found is that I have learned something from every single job, every single opportunity. I was a millionaire at 30, broke at 40. I mean, you know, you just have to learn from everything that you do. And that would be my only piece of advice. I don't know what else to say, except I'm incredibly shaky up here, and thank you very, very much. Thank you.